Hey, everyone. Imagine a world where humans never took charge. No skyscrapers. No highways, just sprawling forest and wetlands ruled by white-tailed deer. That's right, those graceful leopards with their reddish-brown coats, white tails, raised like flags, and majestic antlers on the bucks, bounding from Canadian woods to South American marshes, munching on leaves and acorns. Sounds like a wild sci-fi leap, right? Well, grab your hooves, because we're diving into a what-if adventure. What if white-tailed deer evolved to become the planet's top rulers? These deer are already the kings of the wild. Their agility lets them leap 10 feet and sprint up to 40 miles per hour. Their white tails signal danger or rally the herd, and their adaptability turns forests, grasslands, and wetlands into their playgrounds. They thrive anywhere, turning every habitat into a deer domain. But what if these elegant marvels got a major upgrade and took over Earth? In this video, we're exploring how deer could evolve into super smart leaders, build leaping empires with a bound, and maybe even outpace us humans at running the planet. From leaf-woven shelters to a culture of antler dances, this is going to be one graceful, epic ride. So, stick with us as we dive into a world ruled by the ultimate deer overlords. Let's get leaping. How did these forest gems go from backyard browsers to Earth's big shots? How did these forest-loving white-tailed deer go from backyard browsers to Earth's big shots? Let's leap into the science. Science, with a dash of sci-fi, bound to figure out why these graceful champs could evolve into the ultimate rulers of the planet. White-tailed deer are already the stars of the wild. Their reddish-brown coats turn grayish in winter. Their white tails flash like signals to rally the herd, and their agility lets them leap 10 feet and sprint up to 40 miles per hour, thriving on leaves, acorns, and grasses across forest, grasslands, and wetlands. Their swift moves and family groups make them nature's little lepers, perfectly adapted to any terrain. To rule Earth, though, they'd need a serious brain boost and a flick of evolutionary magic. Picture this. Millions of years ago, Earth gets a green makeover. Maybe forest and wetlands spread everywhere, or a cosmic quirk wipes out bigger predators, leaving deer as the survivors. Humans never leaped past the first thicket. Our ancestors got outpaced. But deer, they're thriving in their diverse playground, ready to take the stage. A lucky genetic mutation supercharges their brains, turning their cunning into full-on genius. Suddenly, they're not just grazing their planning inventing, maybe even hosting the first antler wag fest. Let's talk about their bodies, because those are the real MVPs. Those reddish-brown coats could evolve for better camouflage or tool use, like weaving with leaves. Their antlers might sharpen, letting them craft or signal while they're agile. Forms grow versatile for climbing or digging, all while keeping that elegant charm. Unlike humans who needed fire to cook, deer could stay raw, ruling the land with minimal fuss. Their social vibe is the secret sauce. Deer stick together in family groups, bounding and bleeding to connect with mates or rivals. In our story, they get chattier, evolving vocalizations, tail signals, and hoof patterns into a legit language. Like a leaping chatter network, their knack for seasonal migrations could spark cooperation, sharing yard tricks or food hacks. Like humans' shared tales, over time, they'd form organized herds, linking forest hubs with bound-crafted paths. Why deer? They've got the speed, the smarts, and the style to seize their moment. A vast, varied Earth would be their stage, and they'd leap right into the starring role. Next up, we'll explore what their graceful empire looks like. Think leaf-woven shelters, antler dances, and a whole lot of deer flair. Stay tuned, this deer takeover is just getting bounding. We've just leaped into how white-tailed deer could evolve into Earth's wildest masterminds, with supercharged brains, reddish-brown coats, and a knack for ruling the land in their diverse playground. But what happens when these graceful sprinters start building their own empire? Hang on to your antlers, because we're bounding into the elegant, vibrant world of a deer-run planet. Spoiler, it's like a forest party with extra leaps, flicks, and deer flair. Picture a deer city sprawling across the woodlands, where leaf-woven shelters and reinforced yards gleam under the moonlight, linked by bound-crafted paths and hoof-lit clearings. This isn't some concrete sprawl, oh no. The hubs are patched, together with leaves, branches, and cozy dens, with yards tucked near trees for fawns to rest. Deer bound across platforms, their keen senses scanning as they graze or signal. Some practicing leaps, others flashing their white tails to show off. It's a bustling, wild metropolis that's equal parts majestic and lively, like a sci-fi leaping kingdom under the stars. Let's talk society, because these deer keep it herding yet harmonious. They're naturally social in family groups, led by dominant bucks with the grandest antlers. Decisions happen in yards during antler councils, where deer sway and bleat, the reddish-brown coats shimmering like herd commanders in a lively debate. It's all about unity, no chaos, just synchronized bounds. With maybe a tail salute to seal a good plan. Their herd spirit means every deer has a role, from foraging, patrols to guarding the best shelters. Their tech is pure woodland ingenuity. Forget steel factories, deer craft tools from antlers, like digging sticks or weaving frames, and use leaves for shelters with hoof barriers. Their agile bodies help them build yards with reinforced dens, keeping their homes snug in the wild. Picture a deer engineer, its coat gleaming, tweaking a branch irrigation system to nourish their forest gardens. They harness the sun's rays and forest winds for energy, keeping their leafy hubs thriving without harming the land. It's ecotech. So clever, it makes our cities look like barren fields. Culture. These deer are the artists of the wild. Their art is all about leaps, think antler displays or leaping dances that ripple through the air. Festivals are abound, with deer performing synchronized leaps on leaf stages, their white tails catching the moonlight like a living show. Picture a twilight ritual where herds gather, bleeding in harmony as they celebrate a big acorn find, their bodies swaying like a rhythmic chant. Their language, evolved from vocalizations, tail signals, and hoof patterns, is like an elegant symphony, saying everything from food here to time to leap. It's a culture of graceful pride, where every deer feels part of a bounding family, bonded by their love of the herd dot as they spread across Earth's varied landscapes. Their cities connect through bound-crafted paths and hoof-lit trails, like a leaping network linking forest hubs to wetland dens. It's a world of elegance, rhythm, and deer charm, built on the deer's knack for thriving everywhere. But can they keep this graceful empire bounding? Next, we'll dive into the challenges they'd face, from predators to their own food needs. Stay with us, this deer saga is about to get wilder than a forest storm we've just bounded into. The elegant, vibrant world of white-tailed deer civilization, leaf-woven shelters, leaping festivals, and tech that's all about woodland swagger. But ruling Earth isn't all smooth leaps, even for these reddish-brown, tail-flashing champs. So, what challenges could trip up the bound of their graceful empire? Let's dive into the wild. Antler-twisting obstacles our deer pals might face. To keep their elegant utopia thriving, first off, the environment is a tricky terrain to navigate. Deer are the kings of the land, thriving with their agility and adaptability across forest, grasslands, and wetlands. But Earth's not one big forest. Try ruling sandy deserts, icy tundras, or flood-soaked plains with no cover to rest in. Expanding beyond their diverse domain means adapting to new climates, but deep snow, floods, or wildfires could collapse their yards. Picture a herd racing to reinforce a leaf wall as snow piles around, their white tails flashing through the flurry. They need to get super crafty, maybe rigging branch barriers or hoof-lit trails to scout new shelter spots to keep their hubs standing. Then there's the predator problem. Deer are nimble up to 200 pounds, but evolved mountain lions or human remnants could see them as a tasty challenge, coats or not. Imagine a tense leap-off, a squad of deer wielding antler-tipped sticks, bleeding fiercely as they evade a lion ambush in a shadowy thicket, the reddish-brown forms darting with power. Their speed and herd tactics could shine, maybe setting up bound traps to outmaneuver foes. But a determined predator could overwhelm even the swiftest leaper. Venturing into wilder lands might bring nastier threats, like evolved wolves targeting their fawns. Biology is another hurdle. Deer are energy machines, burning calories with every leap and eating 5 to 9 pounds of food daily, leaves, acorns, and grasses to fuel their herds. Feeding a sprawling empire is tough, and overbrowsing could strip their foraging grounds bare, like humans overfish their seas. Their reproduction, 1 to 3 fawns after a 6.5-month gestation, helps. But raising a big population takes time and safe yards. Picture a buck leader, its antlers twitching, stressing over a shrinking acorn stash while fawns bleat nearby. Even with sharper brains, balancing food and growth would be a leaping puzzle, requiring clever foraging routes or leaf-stored snacks to keep herds thriving. Can they outleap these challenges? Their speed and smarts say they've got a shot, but it's a wild herd dash. Next, we'll compare their graceful world to ours and ask, could these bounding champs outpace humans at running Earth? Stay with us, this deer saga's getting wilder than a forest storm. We've just leaped through the wild challenges our white-tailed deer champs would face: stormy terrains, sneaky predators, and their bounding ways threatening their yard empire. But how does their graceful, leaping world stack up against human civilization? Could these elegant sprinters really outpace us at running Earth? Let's wrap up this deer saga with a deep dive into what their reign teaches us, plus a big, antler-waving call to action to keep the adventure bounding. Let's break it down. Humans built incredible feat: space stations orbiting the stars, towering cities, apps for ordering snacks at midnight, but we also scarred the planet with pollution, deforestation, And over-harvested fields, deer, though, they're woodland settlements. Crafted from leaves and glowing with hooflet yards, are pure leaping magic, thriving on grasses, acorns, and leaves without leaving a trace of waste. Their herd spirit could dodge our global messes, settling disputes with antler councils or a sharp bleat, not wars. Picture a buck leader, its keen eyes glinting like a forest beacon, combing a turf spat with a rhythmic tail flick. That's leadership with a bound. But here's the catch, their herd lifestyle ties them down. Humans conquered deserts, icy poles, and vast seas with diverse tech and teamwork, while deer might stay bound to forest and wetlands, missing a worldwide empire. Their leaf and antler tech is ingenious but might not match our leaps, like inventing planes or streaming shows. Still, their world is a total game changer. Deer's reddish-brown coats and white tails show us how to thrive in harmony with nature, turning wild lands into kingdoms without breaking a branch. Their diet, grazing lightly on whatever's around like a graceful feast, teaches us to live sustainably, using what's available without draining the land. Unlike us, they'd probably never clog their territories with plastic or overgraze their food to extinction. Their social yet seasonal vibe is a masterclass in balance. Each deer guards its space, but bounds together when it counts, like a herd that knows when to leap and when to rest. Their terrain resilience, darting through storms with a tail flash, inspires us to roll with setbacks and keep the spirit flowing. Like a deer landing a perfect bound after a windy night, it's a wake-up call to cherish our own wild spaces with a bit more of their elegant wisdom, protecting the forest and wetlands they call home, and ensuring those rugged hubs stay open for their leaps and our dreams. So, what's the big takeaway? This deer utopia isn't just a bounding thought experiment, it's a mirror for us. These forest superstars already rule with grace. Imagine what they do with a brain boost. Saving their real-world habitats means a healthier planet for everyone, keeping those wild lands alive for their bounds and our adventures. Their reign could remind us to tread lightly, respect nature's rhythm, and maybe even find pride in the swiftest, most elegant corners of life. Could they outleap humans at running Earth? Their adaptability and herd strength say they might just take the lead, and that's worth a big wild cheer. That's a wrap on our deer saga. What do you think? Would their leaf-woven world outshine our concrete chaos? Could their leaping genius save the planet? Drop your wildest ideas in the comments. We're excited to hear your bleats. If you love this graceful, bound-packed adventure, smash that like button to show some love. It keeps our channel leaping. Share this video with your crew who'd geek out over a deer-ruled world. And hit subscribe with the bell to catch our next epic what if. Check out our other videos on alien empires, robot takeovers, or whatever crazy scenario we dream up next. From forest tales to cosmic quest, we've got it all. Thanks for bounding with us. You make these adventures awesome. Keep leaping, stay elegant, and we'll see you in the next video.